Hello, sorry I'm a little bit late, but we always wait a bit to get people online. So, Candy, I'm apologizing ahead of time. I don't have the header just right, but I'll talk about what you've got on there. So, usually I started about 3 minutes after, but clearly I didn't come on initially, and there's a delay always. Hi, Candy. So we will wait a bit for a few more people to get on board. Hopefully everybody had a good day today. I did pretty much nothing. Hi, Julie. And which is always nice, and since I'm still kind of recovering from a procedure, pretty much essential. So sorry, there was just a message that came through I was taking a peek at. So it was certainly nice to have some thawing going about. I have been so tired of such cold, as I'm sure everyone else is, unless you like cold and the snow, but I'm okay with it. I was certainly happier with it when I was younger than I am now with arthritis, but c'est la vie, right? So it's about 3 after, so I'll start with some introductions here. Anyway, it's nice to have everyone here. Our usual disclaimer, we're not professing to treat or cure anything. We want everybody who's on board watching to leave a comment if you would, please. We'd love, hi Nora, love to know you're here. If we're no longer live, if you can leave a hashtag replay in a comment, that would be awesome too. For all non-associates, if you share the video live, then we do have a prize, and that is drawn on Wednesdays, also live. So please be sure to share us when we're live. That would be fantastic. So we are gaining supporters and followers all the time, which is awesome. So I know I'm not quite as entertaining as many online are. Some of them I feel like can talk way faster than I can even think, so I will never compete with that. But hopefully what you get is informational and not too dull. So we are going to talk about skincare tonight, and we have talked about skincare before, but tonight I'm going to focus more on basic skincare. It will not be as much product oriented. So I just wanted you to be sure. Okay, looks like some people are having a hard time, so we're going to wait just a little bit longer. Again, I will say that we do have the drawing for the sharing of the live video, and those drawings are on Wednesday, so please do so. Please leave us comments. We'd love to know you're there. Also for replays, if we're non-live, if you can do hashtag replay and leave a comment, we would love that too. We would be thrilled to have your email so we can stay in contact. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them while we're live, but unfortunately with the delay I don't always see those, but feel free to forward them and we're more than happy to answer them later. Now, the fact I'm not going to talk as much about the product tonight is something that I am going to remind you what we are talking about here. So we have our Acia Redox, which clearly is backwards, but nonetheless, this is our solution. Healing from the inside out, made in the USA, native to the body. We've talked about all that before. Our skincare products, hi Joe, our Renew 28, which is used for nearly every skin condition. I actually have a friend, I was telling her she needed to start taking the Acia, and she goes, well, I'm not going to drink the gel. Oh, well, clearly we have a solution. Hi Joe. So anyway, you don't have to drink the gel. We have the solution. And this I would highly recommend for using topically only, not ingesting it, because yeah, that doesn't sound very appealing to me either. And of course we also have this fantastic skincare kit, which includes, and this is the box for that, and that may have changed with the new year, not sure, I didn't get the product again in this new year, but some of our packaging is changing a bit. So anyway, our skincare kit includes a cleanser, the Renew Advanced, which is 5 times concentrated, the topical, and also a wonderful moisturizer. I've been using that myself because I really don't tolerate certain moisturizers very well at all. I tend to break out more than I do otherwise. So, like I said, I wanted to talk briefly about our products, but I more want to talk about basic skincare tonight. So, I think everyone struggles with skincare in the winter. I know I do more so because I tend to be oily otherwise, and in the winter I just get dry, but then like I said, I hate to use oil-based products because then I break out, so it's always this balance. But anyway, I went online and did some searching just to see what was out there, and I was kind of surprised with some of the results. I'm going to talk about the simple things first. I will say I'm going to be a little more opinionated tonight than I have been in the past, just because some of the skincare suggestions that I saw I thought were a bit overkill, and a bit assumptive that all of us are so into anti-aging that we're just going to all use these crazy products that are... number one, I don't know how much research we have on all these fillers and other things they're talking about using. But number two, you know, as we move to being more natural, using natural products and things, I just think these things are a little unnecessary, I guess. But again, that's totally my opinion. So it has nothing to do with a medical. And actually, really nothing I'm going to do tonight is medical. I'm just here sharing information and opinions. So again, I'm not going to talk about our ingredients because I think I've done that before. But if you have any questions about that, feel free to email us or leave us your email. We'll be happy to answer that for you. So I just went to WebMD because it's one of the places I like to go for information that I feel is pretty much on target, and also certainly somewhere where anybody can go and get the information. So the 6 quick and easy dry skin relievers they discuss that I think are essential are the fact that we all like hot showers. I know I take a hot shower. It is really not recommended in the winter particularly. It just dries out your skin. It robs you of those natural oils that you have. So probably best that you move to warm, or if you got to do a really hot one, then finish with a warm one. And then, of course, it says that you need to gently pat dry and then moisturize. Now, I will also admit that I'm not great about patting dry. I tend to rub like everybody else does, and that really can be damaging to the skin, especially when it's struggling in the winter. So a gentle cleanser and a gentle rub down and then moisturizing is so important. I'll talk a little bit more about moisturizers as we go on here. Clearly for the face, I highly recommend the Renew Skin Kit Moisturizer. It's awesome, natural, again, made in the USA, very limited ingredients, and completely non-toxic. So that is my definite recommendation for moisturizer on the face. But now, the other thing it recommends is when you use a cleanser, again, it's important that you go with a soapless cleanser and also fragrance-free, because, of course, the fragrances can be irritative. Some of these things have alcohol, which also makes it more toxic to the skin. They also do not recommend anything with a deodorant or antibacterial additive because those can be harsh on the skin. So try to go again with simple products. Now, a cleanser can sometimes contain ceramides. I think that's how you say that. I tried to look it up, but I have this lovely new search engine that won't allow me to simply search, which I've got to figure out how to get rid of. But anyway, hopefully I'm saying it right. If I'm not, I apologize. But ceramides, and that is a recommendation coming from a physician, dermatologist. So that is something that's recommended in in a cleanser as well as a moisturizer, which we'll talk about a bit later. And it says, of course, go easy on toners, peels, and other things that are just very drying. So, and when you do exfoliate, don't scrub too much or too hard. It can irritate and thicken the skin. So, hi, Sharon. So anyway, the next thing it talks about, and I will say, even though this information is basic, I felt like I learned a bunch, which is why I'm sharing it with you. If you're going to shave in the winter, and some do less in winter than they do otherwise, which I think is wise, because again, it can be irritating to the skin and drying. But the best time, it says, to shave is after you shower, and that is according to the American Academy of Dermatology. So that's important. But it says hairs are softer and more pliable after that, making shaving easier. It also highly recommends that you use a cream and or gel. And then, of course, we shave in the direction the hair is growing, and I think many of us tend not to do that, and that can create infections and irritations as well. So the other thing is making sure the razor is sharp. They're expensive. People tend to reuse. It's really not recommended. If you are going to reuse, only once or twice, absolute maximum. And there's a suggestion here, if you are going to use it again, that you soak it in rubbing alcohol to clean. Now, I had not heard of that before, so that was a good tip for me as well. Now, for covering up, clearly, if you can cover up in the winter against those harsh winds, that helps a bunch. But really, sun damage is a primary skin damager that causes dry skin, wrinkles, and roughness. And I say none of us, but I certainly do not use sunscreen as religiously as I need to. I'm kind of someone who loves the sun, loves the feel of the sun, but certainly I have family members who are beginning to have skin cancer issues, so it's so important for all of us to use. It doesn't have to be a crazy high one. 30 is fine, an SPF 30, but they really do recommend that year-round, and I'm certainly not great about it in the summer, let alone the winter, so certainly something we can all strive for in maybe, I don't know, New Year's resolution, but anyway, just generally taking better care of ourselves. So, it also recommends that we dress in layers so that you're not overheating, because that can be irritating to the skin as well. Again, this is not medical, this is opinion. We're not claiming to cure or treat anything here, just sharing some basic information. So now it says following the rules of moisturizing. So again, from a physician, a dermatologist, they say petroleum jelly makes a great moisturizer. Well, you can't get any less expensive or available than that. So I would highly recommend it. I've certainly used it a bunch on my feet. I do tend to use really heavy oil-based stuff even on my hands, especially in healthcare. We're washing all the time and the hands get really dry. But petroleum jelly is great. So they also talk about, if you're looking for a rich moisturizer, some of the ingredients you want to look for are a shea butter, the ceramides, if I'm saying that right, stearic acid, or glycerin. And it says winter skin particularly loves the glycerin. So very important that you moisturize, particularly after showering. Now, and generally much more than that during the winter as far as I'm concerned. So it says whatever product you choose, a consistent, smart moisturizing routine helps. So you wash with that non-soap cleanser, preferably one with some ceramides to replenish the skin's outer layer. You pat dry for less than 20 seconds. You apply a thick moisturizer to slightly damp skin within minutes of bathing to trap in the moisture. Again, something I'm not good about doing immediately. And moisturize your hands every time you wash them so that evaporating water doesn't draw even more moisture from your skin. So again, I found these tips very helpful. And lastly, I had given you 6. The last one is to humidify your home. And I do find that this makes a huge difference. And it doesn't matter how you do it. If you like to diffuse oils, you're getting water that way. Someone's saying they love coconut oil. I agree. That's also a great natural moisturizer. It's just not something that was recommended in these articles, but it's certainly great. I know a lot of people who love it. I know a lot of people who use it on their hair. So that as well. So, but for humidifying your home, you do want to get to about a 50% humidity in your home. So like mine has a setting on. I can put 50% in there, which is helpful. So, but I try to run more than one in the house. So I have a larger home, at least on this first level, and of course one humidifier just isn't going to do it. So I definitely have one in my bedroom at night. It really helps with respiratory issues. But like I said, again, doesn't have to be expensive. I usually get the least expensive one I can buy, other than the home one, which I'm trying to do a bigger area, so I do that as well. But anyway, enough of that. I guess when I was talking earlier about being opinionated, it has more to do with this article that was called, "Is Your Skincare Right for Your Age?" And I was a bit surprised by what it said. So anyway, it talks about if you're in your 20s. Hi, Rebecca. That it's never too early to start sunscreening the face, the neck, the chest, hands every morning. Start in your 20s if you can. That 30 seconds you invest once in the morning will save your skin years of aging. Again, if I had done that earlier, I would look better certainly at this age. But establish and stick to a good basic skincare routine. Now, this one thing I wanted to talk about was right here. It says a good antioxidant under your sunscreen in the morning, followed by a good moisturizer. So guess what the best antioxidant is? Renew, natural, made in the USA, non-toxic, and there's literally very, very few ingredients in here because it is simply something that's native to the body, made from salt water. And these redox molecules are essential to make any antioxidant function. So if you're taking a different antioxidant, you definitely want to be using that under your moisturizer every single day. So that and your sunscreen, both of those. And it's talking about not fixing issues if you don't have them. If you're 25, have no frown lines, don't be going with the Botox and the Dysport, which I've never heard of. But anyway, I'm not into these things, so that's why I'm not as familiar with the newer items that are out there. But yes, if you are young, particularly, please don't be doing fillers in your face. We just don't, I don't think we know the long-term effects of these things nearly as well as we should. Botox clearly has been used for a long, long time, but again, I don't know how much research is being done on long-term effects on the face. So if you're going to do things like this, please do some research. Don't just go with it because you have a wrinkle or two. I don't think we all have to look eternally youthful. We age. That's part of the process. If you want to keep or stop that aging process, then please use the ASEA solution to heal you from the inside out, and please use our Renew to help with specifically the skin. And another thing it mentions here is that you're not going to notice any changes generally for a month to 3 months. As we get older, it can be as long as 3 months with the skin cell turnover. So don't expect, something to happen and just boom, it's magical results. So it's interesting because I was talking about our products with someone in my upline who said, why do people expect to feel something immediately with the ASEA when you don't with anything else? We take all these other supplements and never consider that we should have an immediate magical result, but somehow that seems to be kind of the anticipated result with the ASEA and Renew. So again, you have to give things time to work. So and we know that it's beneficial, so you don't necessarily have to feel anything. We know it's of great benefit, but you will feel and you will see. But anyway, now it talks about in your 30s when you start to show these frown lines and things that you can think about getting doses of the Botox or Dysport 2 to 3 times a year, but only if you actually have problems. And again, I think people are using this stuff when they don't have issues. But we know that Renew Advanced and Renew take care of those fine lines and wrinkles significantly by using it on a regular basis. So why wouldn't someone just do that versus using something that can be potentially toxic like Botox and this other brand, Dysport, whatever that is. So again, these are my opinions and nothing medically related. But and then it begins to talk for over 40 how people begin to do the laser treatments or do actually they talked about this almost in their 30s where people can start to do photo rejuvenation. I've seen these procedures done. They actually, and again, that was a few years ago, so I'm sure things have changed, but essentially they are doing a procedure that makes your skin layers shed. So yes, of course, once everything rejuvenates, you're going to look younger, but prevention is really the key here. Everything I talked about so much more important. You're essentially causing all of the skin to slough off your face. Yeah, it's not pleasant, ladies. I've seen the results. I mean, the results might be good, but I'm telling you, the process can be rather miserable. So again, if you're going to think about doing something like this, please, please, please do your research. I actually was getting trained to do it at one time for a short-term job that I had, and I have to say it looked like something I thought, I will never do that to myself. So, and I just had an elective surgical procedure, so that will tell you how much pain I will go through, but for certain things and not for others. I am just not a person who's high maintenance enough, I guess. If you are, great, go for it. But again, please do your research. And then, of course, it talks about, again, as we get older, the hyaluronic acid now is yet something else they add for retarding the sagging, they say. Again, our products help with that, we know, so please just use those. They talk about laser treatments need to be customized. But anyway, again, I am just not of the mindset that we all have to look 25 for our entire life, because we're not 25 for our entire life. But again, totally my opinion. So you are free to do whatever you would like to do. I did have one more article here, but I see that I am kind of long-winded tonight. So if anybody has any questions, again, please feel free to put those in there. Remember to share us live. And if you're not an associate, you can Hi, Julie. If you're not an associate, then you are able to win product if you're sharing our live videos. Please leave us please comment when you're live. We love to know you're there, and certainly if you have questions, ask us. Again, though, there's often a delay, so if we don't get to those, we will get back to you. If you just want to leave them on the website with your email, that would be awesome. If you're watching it not live in a replay, just hashtag replay. Also, please tell us where you're from. Very, very beneficial if you would, please, in a comment. And if you're watching us as a replay, if you can leave in your comment where you're from, too. Very helpful. So I just wanted to look over this one other thing and see if there was anything here that I had that was remarkable from the other stuff. And I don't think so. And seeing how I've taken a good 20 minutes of your time, I think I will let it go. So bottom line, things are simple for skin. It's just that we need to get in those good routines. So no hot showers, pat dry, moisturize right after the shower. When we shave, again, right after the shower is the best time. Go in the direction the hair grows, not against it. Humidify your home. Use moisturizers with ceramide, stearic acid, glycerin, particularly for winter. And of course, use our products. They're just going to help your skin health so much more than anything else, but we always need to moisturize along with our product. So our moisturizer certainly for the face, but other moisturizers for your whole body probably, because as you can see, the moisturizer is relatively small. But I should also mention our cleanser, which one of my teammates loves the cleanser and buys it all the time for herself and others, and just gets everybody on the cleanser. So one big thing for her, and clearly that is a good cleanser. How long does the Renew 28 last for you? Well, that is so dependent on how many places you're using it on, but I think a tube is about a month's worth if you're using it a thin layer twice a day on your face. If you're using it for a lot of things, like I do and many people on the team, then clearly you may go through it more quickly than that. But I find if I'm using it the way, if that's the only place I'm using it, lasts about that long. I believe the skincare kit is a good 30 days as well, but I don't use it regularly, so I can't tell you. Joe might be able to answer that for us. Joe, is that about a 30-day supply for the skincare kit? I'm assuming it is, because of course if we're in the business, we're usually doing a monthly auto ship, so I would think that that also would be about a 30-day supply. So if anybody has that specific information, if you can share it on the website, that would be awesome. Joe says yes, so as I figured, everything's about a 30-day supply. So it looks like that is our questions for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I do appreciate it. I hope that you've learned something tonight. I know that I did, and I so appreciate your time. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you again next week. And if you have specific things you would like for us to discuss, please leave a comment, and we're happy to try to cover that for you. If we can't, we'll certainly let you know why. So, or if you need more details, we're happy to get those to you too. So, good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.